Happy Thanksgiving, traders. Today is Thursday, November 24th. I hope everyone had a fantastic day with their family and friends and are not suffering from a food coma. So, back to the stock markets. We have a bull market that is just starting. Okay, it is just starting. And I'm going to get into the charts momentarily to show you that. I'm also going to show you futures market tonight. Okay. Now, before we get into that, I wanted to do a weekly scorecard. Okay, it is basically how my predictions have been so far this week from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, as you'll see here at the bottom. Now, I promise you, if I get a prediction or outlook incorrectly, I will put a red X next to that. Okay, I promise you, I will do that. So far, the weekly scorecard has me 3, 4, 3, and specifically, here they are down here. And you'll see there that was the forecast for Monday. I said it was coiling, and on Tuesday it was coiling up, and on Wednesday there is the rally. Okay, so there it is up there. Boom, boom, boom. Upwards we go. Okay, so far so good on that end. But I also want to, for you new viewers, I'm gonna zoom into the right-hand side of the screen here. There is a library that I have prepared for you newer viewers to the channel that I think you're going to get significant value from. Okay, now the first three videos that you see here are more macro level. Okay, I think that is essential. That even though I myself am a day trader, it is absolutely essential that I understand the macro trend, though, right? Is the macro trend rallying or is the macro trend going down? That is essential to understand that. So I highly, highly recommend that you check out these videos when you have time, okay? If you are more of a swing or trend trader, you'd rather just buy and hold for a few days or a week or so, then please check out that video right here, the trend trade video. Okay. Now, I also have provided previously my prediction on where the market bottom is going to be, and I'll just say right now, I believe the bottom to be August 2024, not 2023. Okay, check out that video when you have time, and you will see why, because I do some quantitative analysis and calculations in that video. This next one is the FOMC. You won't have to worry about that really until December 14th, when the next FOMC decision is made. Sorry, not the FOMC decision, but the interest rate hike decision, and more importantly, Jerome Powell's press conference afterwards at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. Now, the two at the bottom are really what I do day in and day out. I get at the super granular level at the 5-minute, 30-minute, and 65-minute time frames. Okay, those are the day trade patterns that I do it day in and day out, and you're going to see that momentarily. I'm going to show you these time frames of the 5-minute, 30-minute, 65-minute, but I wanted to call your attention to these because I go at maybe we'll somewhat call it ad nauseum of describing how to use these different smaller time frames and making the trade. And I talk about back testing, successful back tests, the EMA, exponential moving average, simple moving average, SMA. So please check out those videos because at this point I may tend to gloss over some of these concepts in my videos that I do nowadays. Okay, so I wanted to call that out. And without further ado, let's get into it. Let's get into what happened on Wednesday, yesterday. Okay. Now, this is the 5 minute chart of the 5-minute chart of the VIX. Okay, 5-minute charts of TQQQ and 30 minutes chart TQQQ, 65 minutes chart TQQQ. You can see the minutes down below. Okay. Now, ultimately, first of all, let me start with the VIX because this one's interesting to study. So, I want to just start off right away with this important note that since the 9th of November, that's coming up on 2 weeks now. It is most notable that on the 5-minute time frame, the EMA, exponential moving average 50, has failed all back tests. That is notable since 11/9. For the last 2 weeks, it has failed all back tests. Once it does pass, okay, right here's an example of failed back test. It comes up, meets resistance at the EMA 50, basically fails, comes down, makes a second attempt to break up. The breakout to the upward side is positive. However, here is your failed back test right here. Failed back test because it failed to clear the EMA 50 line. Okay. Please check out those other two videos that I mentioned a moment ago. When because right now I'm kind of glossing over it when I say, oh, it's a failed back test and how do you know it's failure? I talk about candle bodies, closing cannot be straddling. Okay, that's in reference to these two videos down here. I talk about it at great length of what does a failed backtest even mean. Okay, so but for now, this is an example of a failed backtest. When I say it has failed all backtests since the 9th of November, all backtests have failed. Okay, and so this is yet another one on Wednesday. Okay. And so, as you see here, once it fails the back test, that's it. That is curtains for you, VIX, my friend. And that is what allows the markets to continue the trend upwards. Okay. Once it does, the day, is it tomorrow? Is it Monday? Is it Tuesday? We don't know, right? But the day the 5-minute EMA passes the back test, meaning it goes up, down, and then up. It passes. Okay. Like here's an example on the TQQQ side that it passes. Okay, it goes up, it hits resistance on its EMA on the 5 minutes chart on TQQQ, comes down, builds a notch, comes up, successful backtest, and then up. See, that is an example of a successful backtest on the TQQQ side. But the day that will come, it will come. We don't know when. But the day that VIX does a successful backtest like what you see here, that is your first warning shot. That VIX. It doesn't mean at that very moment that it passes the backtest that VIX is going to surge to 40. It does not mean that. It just means VIX has regained momentum. It has regained it. And it is going to surge eventually soon because what happens is it has to start on the lower time frames like on the 5 minute. It has to stay above its EMA 50, right, for 30 minutes, for an hour, for 4 hours, right? Once you start staying above that, then the larger time frames, the 30 minute, the 65 minute, the 195 minute, the 4 hour, that starts staying above its EMA 50. See, that's how the VIX starts to build momentum again, and then it will surge eventually, right? So it's not that at that moment that it clears on the 5 minute chart, it's going to surge. Not necessarily at all, okay? But it is a sign that if you have calls, if you are going long, you need to really start thinking about taking some money off the table slowly, right? Because what a successful backtest of VIX means, it is going to stunt. It's going to stunt the ascent of the markets, right? That's what it means because it means VIX is no longer going down. It's going up because it's able to clear its EMA 50. Okay, so that's critical to understand that point. Okay. So I just wanted to, point out that on Wednesday, this is TQQQ. That we saw the big drop. But it's like, oh yeah, here we go, here we go. That was that this big drop right here in TQQQ was VIX's attempt right here, right here. It was VIX's attempt to regain control. It was that attempt to regain control of its EMA 50, but it failed right here at this moment on the back test. Okay, that's what that means. But let's take this back to the TQQQ side. Even though TQQQ basically retraced 100% of its gains from the morning, it retraced it and fell all the way down. See that? That is a higher low right there. That is critical. That's a critical point. That's a higher low. Higher low. Big wick right there. Higher low. The rally is still alive. See that? Came up, came back test on its EMA 50 5-minute chart, and then boom. Okay, so the rally's still alive, guys. That's why I say it's still got some legs. It's still got some legs. But I'm going to show you something on the futures market momentarily. That's like we need to watch out for this for tomorrow's half trading day. So this arrow is just to demonstrate the higher low as well that on the 30-minute and 65-minute, I like to, even though I'm seeing the action real time on the 5-minute charts, I'm seeing the candles build out. I still like to always just look right over here at this wick, at this big wick, pushing it up. It gives me a good idea because it's consolidating 6 5-minute candles into a 30-minute candle, right? That's just how it works. So it gives me an idea that I still see buying pressure right there. I still see buying pressure, right? And that the 30-minute candle bottom closed higher than this point right there. So it's a higher low. See what I mean? So and likewise on the 65-minute, I see this big candle wick going up. It's like, okay, somebody's still pushing this thing up, right? That's what that tells you, okay? Further evidenced by that there's buying pressure. Look at these two arrows here. Look at how high the MACD is relative to the zero line. See that it's more going horizontal. That's always a good sign, guys. Always, right? It's not going down below the zero line. It's just kind of hanging out above the zero line horizontally. That's good. And if you look at the 65-minute, that's an upward angle on the MACD, well above the zero line. See, so all of that are good signs. Now let's jump over to the futures. Okay, this is the most current futures data on the 4 hours chart. Okay, look right here, right here. This is the MACD on the futures. What we need to happen is this line. Oops. What we need is this line to not do this. We don't want it to do that. We need it to kind of flatten out and then continue to do this. Okay? So this is to be continued. But the good news is that, as RSI, we are at 60. That's positive still. See, you need to be over 50. Okay? So this is the 4 hours chart. Okay? Now on the 1 hour chart. Okay, you'll see here starting to curve down. What we wanted to do is, it's okay to continue to curve down, but you need to flatten out and do this. We don't want you to do that. Okay, now on the 1 hours chart, we're currently sitting at the 45 mark right there. Okay, so this is the 1 hours chart. Let's go down even a little bit more granular to the 30 minutes chart. Okay, see, like once again, we need you to do this. It's okay to head towards the zero line. We don't want you to do this. Okay, that's critical. But again, everything so far you've seen at every time frame, you are roughly in the middle. Okay, that's still okay. That's still acceptable. Overall, the futures are up right now. See that 0.39%. So what I think it's really doing here. And let's get to the final chart, the 5 minute chart. Look at this overall right here. Just see, it's making a higher low. It's kind of going up, right? The 5 minute chart right now, that's at 70. So that's good, right? That's all good. But it's hanging around the zero line. That's okay. That's okay. Because, quite frankly, it's so this is, last yesterday, Wednesday. So it's basically consolidating. It's consolidating energy. It's just getting back to the zero line. We just don't want it to go down. Okay? No, that's what we don't want. Okay? So, um, so that's a 5 minute chart. 5 minute chart is basically hovering around the zero line, right? Slightly negative, but it's also positive. So let's just see how this plays out tomorrow morning. Pre-markets will always give you a much better idea of what's going on, okay? But overall, futures market is positive. Let's just jump over finally to the dollar. Yeah, so okay, here. Let's go to the 4 hours chart now. Okay. This one's interesting on the dollar. So okay, so you see this. That is a higher low, right? Now, however, that, it's set at 38. That's pretty low. That's pretty low. Now, this is an open question. What's it gonna do? Is it gonna do this, or is it just kind of gonna is it gonna do this and then do like that? Okay, so this is the 4 hours chart. Now let me zoom into the 1 hour chart. Okay, so see this line? It's kind of starting to flatten out again. Right, so what is it gonna do? Is it gonna do this? Is it gonna do this and then ultimately that? Or is it going to kind of do this and do that, right? See, so we're going to have to let this declare itself. I mean, right now it's obviously negative 20, negative 0.20%. So it is down, right? So yeah, see, okay, this is the 30-minute chart, the U.S. dollar. And I'm covering the U.S. dollar because that has an inverse relationship in general with the markets. When the dollar is going down, the markets are going up, right? Now, the encouraging sign on the 30 minutes chart is, see that? Oh, I think you might be wanting to do this. See that? Right? You're already kind of topping out at the zero line. I'm thinking you want to do this. Well, we're going to find out when we wake up tomorrow morning what pattern it really chose, right? I mean, because it could kind of come down or come back up. It. We're just going to have to tell. Now, this I cannot predict what it's going to do. Okay, so so that's basically what I want to show you on the futures tonight. Okay, and that pretty much is going to wrap up tonight's coverage. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm always there, posting kind of daily updates. Okay. And please give it a like, share, subscribe, or notify if you like the content that I am delivering, and it helps the YouTube algorithms. Also, let the algorithms know that people are enjoying my video. Okay, and with that, I am concluding today's video, and I am Agent 00 Woe signing off.